Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
So, you guys, you may not see yourself as this, but your audience does. And tonight we're going to be sharing with you 2 tips to really shine in their eyes. If we have not met before, I am Becky Graff.
And I'm Tim Graff.
And we help home business entrepreneurs leverage powerful online strategies to create the perfect lifestyle business.
Yep.
Okay, so if you're coming on, drop where it is you're coming in from. And if you're actually catching this on replay, go ahead and give us a hashtag replay so we can come back through and also give you a shout out. Hey, Valentine. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate you being on with us today. So, you guys, and also, if we're meeting for the first time, go ahead and make sure that you set your notifications, follow our page and set your notifications to see first so that you don't miss out on any of our trainings coming up so that we can provide you as much value as we possibly can.
Exactly.
Okay. So I'm curious, you guys, what does your audience see you as? I'm curious. Drop it in the comments. What do they see you as?
Do they see you at all?
That's a great question. Or do they see you at all?
Yeah.
What is the purpose in having an audience? What is the purpose in doing Facebook Lives? What is the purpose in communicating with people on social media to build your business? Okay, I want you to start thinking about these things as you're coming on because they play a very important and integral role. I can't even say the word. A very important role. Integral. Thank you. Integral.
However you pronounce it.
Hey, Valentine. So it plays a very important role in your business, right?
Yeah, because in order to build a business, we have to have a following, right? We have to have influence. We have to have a group. Hopefully, the larger the group, the better. Following us.
Well, let's think about
it's
that.
The influence.
Well, let's think about that. A group of people. Let's think about building a business. Can you build a sustainable 6-7-figure business on your friends and family? Not really reasonable to be able to build that.
It's a great place to start.
You know, it's not really reasonable to have a sustainable business that's going to bring that type of income based on just your inner circle, if you will, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do need to build out an audience of people. And so as you're going through the motions of doing that, what are they seeing?
Mm-hmm.
How are you showing up? Or like my husband Tim said, are you showing up?
Are you showing up?
Okay.
Are they seeing you at all?
Are they seeing you?
Are you putting yourself out there?
When we first got started, you guys, we were terrified to do that. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I think a lot of us are, right? I mean,
if that's you, drop me a 1
yeah,
in the comments.
exactly. Yeah, if you guys can relate to that, drop us a 1 because I know a lot of us when we get started, we're just like terrified to do, especially a Facebook Live.
Facebook Lives are like the end all be all. Heaven forbid.
Honestly, you guys, Facebook Lives is one of the best and most effective ways to put yourself out in front of a large group of people.
Absolutely, and how come? What is it about a Facebook Lives that allows you? Is the Facebook touted best way to get in front of your audience? What is it about a Facebook Lives that is so important?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's interesting because the thing that we feared the most when we got started was being real and vulnerable on social media. Okay, putting ourselves out there, our personality, our thoughts, our trainings, everything that we did, we were very conservative and worried about what people were going to think and what they're going to judge us for. And it took us a little bit to get over that.
Mm-hmm.
But once we realized what our purpose was, how come we were doing what we were doing, and the importance of doing what we were doing so that we could get the results that we wanted, we made a decision that we were just going to do it.
Yep.
Okay, because we were not serving ourselves or anybody else by not.
And I know there's some people, well, and especially now, I mean, now that we've gotten kind of warmed up to the idea, it's almost exciting for us to actually go live. It's fun. It is. It's exciting, right?
Because we get to have all people from all over the world hop on. We get to have a conversation, interact. They ask us questions.
Exactly.
We get to talk back, and we actually get to share what we're learning on our journey, and be able to benefit somebody, right? And that is really what our true passion is helping people build the business that they want so that they can have the lifestyle and the freedom that they want.
Yep.
Okay? And so that is the purpose behind what we're doing. So I'm curious, for you, what is the purpose behind what you're doing, your strategy for building an audience?
Mm-hmm. And what types of things are beneficial that you would be sharing with an audience?
Well, and that would depend on, excuse me, my voice is going away, who your target market is, right?
And what you're wanting to put out there, right? What you're wanting to attract to you.
So tip number 1 for you guys, as you are building an audience, okay, who we're speaking to here, most of the people who are following us here on our page are network marketers or struggling network marketers, marketers in general, people who are wanting to learn how to leverage different online systems. We help provide education for them so that they can learn how to utilize and build a personal brand and how all of the marketing pieces work together. Okay, so if that is you, if you fit into that category, what types of things might you be sharing with your audience? Maybe it's tips on how to be healthier. Maybe it's weight loss secrets. Maybe it's how to sleep better. Okay, what solutions are you providing to your audience, and what medium are you using to communicate that to them? Okay.
Yeah. And then you've got to take into consideration how often you're showing up as well. How often are you showing up in front of them?
Are you showing up once a week?
Yep.
Are you showing up twice a week? Okay. Are you nowhere to be found? Okay.
Or are you doing it 5 days a week? Because the thing is, in order to get your product out there, to get the people to attract to you, we need to be in front of them as much as we possibly can, right?
Yeah, you got to show up. And here's the thing. I actually coach and train a bunch of entrepreneurs on how to build their business. Okay, that is something that I do. I have calls with people every single day where I'm helping them get to the next level in their business. And one of the biggest things that is brought out on sharing themselves on their page. How do I...
Yeah. Well, so on that note, she's a mentor, right? She's put herself out there as a mentor, and she's teaching others what she has learned. And whether you realize it or not, if you're putting yourself out there, if you're going live, if you're putting content
wisdom that you can share with your audience. Okay, that's where you start. You start by being the guide. You take people along your journey with you, and in time you actually become a mentor, a figure that people turn to for information, advice, clarity, and all those things. So you guys, as you're showing up on your page, you are actually becoming a mentor to those who follow you. Have you ever thought about it that way? We're so worried in our own little brain that people are going to judge us and that we're going to say something wrong. But in reality, we're building know, like, and trust and influence to the point where we actually can become mentors to those that follow us. They want to work with us. They want to know, how to do these things that we know how to do. And so we're able to have those conversations with people.
So on that note, tip number 1, which you mentioned it.
I didn't mention tip number 1, but
so tip number 1 is to learn out loud, right?
Okay, take what you're learning and share it.
Exactly.
Okay, because in time, you'll begin to gain that influence for your audience, okay? Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I apologize. Okay, so if you are going to become a guide, if you're being a guide for your audience and you have the ability to become a mentor for them, how are you showing up? Where do you show up? Okay, I asked that question in the beginning of this Facebook Live.
Right.
But I really want you to think about it. How are you getting in front of your audience? What ways are you using? Are you doing posts on your page? And if you are doing posts on your page, is it just a meme that you found that was really cool and insightful? Or are you putting yourself out there?
Yeah, are you sharing yourself and your story and what you have going on in your business, right? What you're learning, all those kinds of things. Or are you just simply copying and posting memes?
Okay, and the question gets brought up with that as well is, if somebody were to see, and another question is, are you taking yourself, like lifestyle, like you, pictures of you, and adding quotes that you love?
Right.
Are you putting yourself on your page? A lot of students that I work with come to the conclusion that, yes, I've got all these things scheduled out and they're put out for forever, and it's great and it's wonderful that there's actually content that's valuable for their audience, but the next step is, how much of you are they seeing?
Yeah.
Are they clicking on a post? Are they going to your page and seeing, tons and tons of quotes with all these really pretty backgrounds, but not seeing you? Do they actually have to click on your photos to go find you? Or do you have yourself out there front and center for them to see?
And sometimes it actually takes time to build that up, because I fully admit,
too.
Exactly. When we started out, we were simply just copying and sharing memes and things like that we found valuable that were on the internet. And it's taken us a little while to start showing a little bit more of us. And as we gradually go along, we're showing more and more and more and more of ourselves and our lifestyle. And because we know that's extremely important, and we need,
you're branding you.
Yeah, exactly. And
So
people want to see you.
You've got to be able to be seen if you're going to be branded, right?
Right.
Other places you can get in front of your audience if you're running Facebook advertising, okay? What happens if somebody sees your ad? They read your copy, maybe they click through and they go to where you want them to go, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to be curious about who is this person that's putting this out.
And they're going to click and go to your page.
And so what are they going to see when they go there?
Yep.
Okay, this is something that you start thinking about conceptually. And again, when we first started, we were just getting into the habit of getting quality content out there. We were giving content so that we had stuff for our audience to have. And over time, we've realized, you know what, there's a very key ingredient that was not showing up as often as would be most beneficial.
Yep.
And that is when we started adding in lifestyles.
Yep.
So you guys, here's a bonus tip for you with the after tip number 2 is that you can add in elements of your lifestyle. If you've gone camping with your family, if you've got a wonderful family shot, if you are out doing something that you totally love, and you have a quote that resonates with that picture or that imagery, use it. Let people see what you have going on in your life. They want to know. They want the inside scoop about what's going on with you.
It's that getting to know, like, and trust you, right?
Absolutely.
And how can they do that unless they see the kinds of things that you're interested in, that you're doing, so that they can relate to you?
Yep. So you guys, tip number 2 is to get as much face time with your audience, your people, as possible.
Yep.
Whether that means that you're running advertising, whether that means that you're doing Facebook Lives, whether you're doing emails. Okay, and on emails, let's just get real here. Share a story. Connect with people. We have so many emails that are sent to our inboxes. We don't open anything unless it's pertinent to what we've already signed up for it and we know it's coming, or it's entertaining and engaging.
Yep.
Okay? Communicate with your people. Share who you are in your stories and start to learn how to tell parables. You know, this is a story that happened in my life. This was a key moment, and this is how it relates to what I'm doing now. Okay? Yep. Share those little nuggets.
And there's also, when you're writing emails as well, one of the best things to do is to write it as if you're writing it to a friend.
One person.
Yep.
You're telling your best friend, George.
Yep, you're telling your best, think of your best friend, the person that you normally go to tell about your day. Think about them when you're writing it, and write it as if you're writing it to that best friend.
Make it personal because
and then people connect to it.
Exactly.
And they feel important because
you're writing this. You took the time to write this email to me. That's how it feels, and that's really what people base their emotions on, right? We're emotional creatures.
Yep.
And so that feels good. And if they feel good reading your emails, then they're going to continue to do it. I think it was Mark Hoverson that said that his goal for writing emails was to make that email the best moment of that person's day.
Exactly.
So when you're doing content for your Facebook fan page, when you're doing content on your personal page, when you're
doing
ads, when you're doing all these things, how can I make this the most pivotal point in this person's life?
Exactly.
How can I best serve them? Okay. If you keep that in your mind, hey Laura, thanks for helping
Laura.
me. You're going to have a lot more success in connecting with people and being able to build that know, like, and trust with them because they have a glimpse of who you are and that you actually truly are there to serve them and help, which is super, super important.
Yep.
So again, you guys, those are our 2 tips today. Number 1 is to learn out loud. Teach what you are learning, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's straight business or what was the life lesson that I had from this moment today, okay?
Yep. And number 2 is get as much face time or get in front of your people as often as you possibly can.
Absolutely. If you got value, go ahead and drop us a hashtag value in the comments. And again, if we were meeting for the first time, go ahead and make sure that you follow our page and set to see first so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming
because we're going to be doing our tip number 2.
Yes, sir. More
face
time with our
showing
people.
a lot more of us and doing a lot more of lives and things like that on our page, so you don't want to miss out. So make sure you guys like and follow us so that you get notified.
And if you're catching us on replay, go ahead and give us a hashtag replay where it is you're coming in from so we can come back through and give you a shout out. Valentine, Laura, thank you so much for being on.
We appreciate
all the
you
hearts
and
and all the
everybody else.
interaction that was been on. Appreciate you guys.
You guys, be curious, be bold, take action, and remember, it's choice, not chance, that shapes your life.
Have a great one.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.